Dame Dash was cracking off as a YouTuber when Jay-Z had his lawsuit pending that was alleging that he was basically some kind of sex criminal. And then that goes away, and then we don't see Dame Dash on YouTube anymore. It's like nothing else to talk about.
Adam22 and Wack100 speak about Dame Dash. This is Fresh Hip-Hop Opinion with your guy Alize. Don't forget to subscribe. So yes, Dame Dash, the former Rockefeller CEO, the hip-hop legend, is being spoke about again, but this time it's Wack100 and Adam22 on the Adam and Wack show. Now Dame has his own network, we all know that. But we haven't really seen Dame since his teeth fell out when he was disputing with 50 Cent. It was embarrassing. Even Dame said it. Let's keep it real. But like I said, Adam and Wack was speaking about him, Adam not being a big fan of him, and Wack saying Dame tried to outshine Jay. Check out this first clip.
Wait, what happened to him as a YouTuber?
Well, his teeth fell out. It was over with.
Dame Dash was making so much YouTube content commentating on Jay-Z for a while there.
He got to stop hating on Jay-Z.
But now he's like, it felt like he actually really had some motion. I don't know. If this
well, you know, it's hard for Dame to keep a working team around him.
Yeah, because he's such a...
Yeah, you know, he gon', you know, that's...
That's why it's so insane that people will constantly question, like, why did Jay-Z leave Dame Dash? You spend 5 seconds around him and you're like, oh, of course Jay-Z wanted to get the fuck out.
Dame read the book, 48 Laws of Power, but he started at Law 2 and he never read Law 1.
What was 1?
Never outshine the master. The skills and talents that's gonna attract the business, attract the crowd, attract the people is the artist. And Dame, he thought he was bigger than the program. Instead of just being a part of the program and being the foundation of the program, he didn't know how to swallow that ego before the fall comes to pride.
Yeah, fam. Now I remember when Adam and Dame did a few bits of content on Dame's network, and it was decent watch. You know, Dame obviously likes the sound of his own voice. But obviously didn't work out, and Adam22, based on how he's speaking, doesn't have the most glowing of things to say about Dame. But Wack100 had a interesting theory that Dame tried to outshine Jay, or had a problem with Jay outshining him. And I can understand what he means. I mean, when they first started Rockefeller, Dame, Jay and Biggs were probably all just equal. But eventually Jay, with his star power and his talent, outshined all of them. And people came to Rockefeller or knew about Rockefeller, not because of any business savviness from Dame and Biggs. It was because of Jay-Z's music. But Dame couldn't accept it. Well, that's what Wack is saying. And in this next clip, Adam believes that Jay-Z wouldn't have achieved what he achieved if he stuck with Dame Dash by his side. Check out the clip.
Like, when you look at everything that Jay-Z's managed to accomplish throughout his career, I don't think he could have really done any of that if he had stayed with Dame Dash. Like, Jay owns like real respectable businesses, and that just wasn't going to happen if he still had Dame representing him going into boardrooms screaming at people.
Yeah, well, the people told him, best believe they told him to make a decision.
Yeah, fam. Do you agree, people? Let me know in the comments. Dame Dash known for being aggressive in boardrooms, screaming at people, not having the best interpersonal skills. He was aggressive, let's just keep it real. A Jay, completely opposite, calm guy, measured guy when he makes moves. We seen him in the elevator with Solange. Would he have achieved all that he has achieved in business and with all his business relationships if he had a Dame Dash, an aggressive enforcer type business partner? You gotta say no. Just like the way nobody really wants to work with Dame the last 10, 15 years, maybe 20. It would have been the same for Jay because they would have come as a pair. And in this last clip, Wack100 speaks on his feelings towards Dame, and then Adam decides to stick the knife in on Dame Dash. Check out the clip.
I still think he's still bitter about the decisions he made. I think he knows he made some bad decisions and he just won't reset.
Dame Dash was cracking off as a YouTuber when Jay-Z had his lawsuit pending that was alleging that he was basically some kind of sex criminal. And then that goes away, and then we don't see Dame Dash on YouTube anymore. It's like nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, I didn't believe that thing about Jay-Z. It just didn't make sense. That don't seem like his character.
Yeah, fam. So Wack is saying that Dame is just bitter based on the decisions he's made in the past. And when you look at your decisions and you've gone downwards and in heavy debt, because don't forget, Dame Dash is owing about 10 million for taxes. And then you look at your old partner, Jay-Z, doing it big, billionaire status, still having loads of success in several different industries. It's gonna make you bitter. You were all on the same level. You could say at one point Dame might have even been higher than Jay. It couldn't be further than the truth now. Yeah, Adam22 at the end decides to say remind us how Dame was heavy on YouTube just a few months ago when Jay-Z was going through his accusations he had mixed with P. Diddy, which eventually we found out that it was all not true. But Dame was heavy on YouTube, adding his 2 cents to what he thought about the situation. But as soon as Jay-Z is cleared and all that, there's no Dame. Nobody wants to speak to him or speak about him. But I'm sure Dame got paid for those interviews and it made sense for him. But let's keep it real, Dame is not relevant these days. He hasn't been relevant for, you can say, a couple decades. It doesn't take away what he's achieved in the past, and it doesn't mean that he's not a brilliant mind. But people in general just say that it's just his personality that prevents him from really elevating and working with other people. But that's just my opinion. I want to know yours. Let me know in the comments what you thought about what Wack and Adam22 had to say about Dame Dash, the legend. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And you can even join the membership for less than $2 a month. Exclusive content on this channel. This is Fresh Hip Hop Opinion. Peace and love.